Hi, I'm Phil Moulton and welcome to Snowmobiler Television. On today's show, our test riders are going to do some crossover riding with products from Skidoo, Arctic Cat, Polaris, and of course, Yamaha. And later in the show, Jeremy Gerard from Kimpex will join me to discuss those fast-moving parts in your sled and keep them properly maintained. Let's ride.
STV is sponsored by Yamaha, revs your heart. Kimpex, fueled by fun. And by Skidoo, never stop pushing.
People who know me know that I like big windshields, I like mirrors, I like to be comfortable when I ride. And that's just the kind of sleds we're testing today with our Snowgoer test riders. In 2016, the OEMs have all produced a refreshing approach of sleds that has taken the industry by storm. Some have had this style of sled for a few years now, but now everyone is involved. We are still in full riding mode from the boom of the crossover market, where we saw an influx of demand for a certain style of sled. And this year, we have the Adventure crossover sled. This is a snowmobile that can give you the comfort and ride of a touring sled with the performance and handling of a crossover package. All manufacturers have accessories to add to their sleds. Increased storage with saddlebags really delivers the benefit of having an aggressive machine that will give you comfort for your adventure touring needs. We rode the Yamaha STX Viper DX 137 and 146 sleds. This is Yamaha's take in the Adventure crossover line, and Hal and Brad gave us the rundown on these models. Is there a difference between the 137 and the 146? Let's see what our test riders have to say.
For 2016, they've introduced a brand new model. It's called the STX DX, and it comes equipped with a 146-inch track, the dual-action skid frame. But more importantly, what it has now is it has a built-in hard case storage on the back of the extended tunnel, along with about a 2-gallon fuel tank for extra range. So you're looking at 13, 14, almost 15 gallons of fuel capacity built in to this snowmobile. So your mileage now for long-distance touring is it's wide open. You can do those big tours up in northern Ontario, Quebec, and not have to worry about where you're going to get your fuel the next time. Also comes with coil-over shocks, nice plush ride. It's got a nice high riser, about a 3-inch riser, so you can adjust it for a more laid back, or if you want to do a little more aggressive riding, you can tilt it forward. It's very comfortable riding snowmobile. Lots of wind protection, rear view mirrors, of course electric start, heated seat. It's got all the amenities for a single long-distance touring, and you can pack a lot of gear in the back storage container. So that's where your spare belt is also kept. And then, of course, Yamaha has a myriad of optional luggage accessory packs that you can attach to the seat also. So, really neat direction that Yamaha's taken in 2016. If you're an Apex Vector rider looking to trade up, you still like the Yamaha reliability of their engines and clutching, and but worried about fuel consumption, this may be the snowmobile for you.
Today I got to ride the 2016 Yamaha SR Viper STX 137 DX. It's a long name, but this is actually a new model, and it's really an improvement over the STX that was offered for 2015. So the 137 obviously gets a bit shorter length track. It's a 137 coupled suspension, so this rides a lot better than the previous 141 on the model year 2015. Through the bumps, like the 6 to 8 inch stutter bumps, it soaks up really easy. I was really shocked. It has a bit of a more aggressive calibration to the shocks, so I was really impressed at how well it soaked up the bumps. In the bigger 3-foot bumps, like in a hydro line, if you get off trail with it, it soaks up those really well. Really impressive all-around machine. It's got a deeper lug Cobra track, a 1.5 inch I think, and it off trail, traction really isn't an issue. You can get decent transfer out of it. It's primarily an on-trail machine, but it doesn't pin you down to any one segment. What's nice about it, it comes with the bigger rear bumper. You can put the accessory 2-up seat on it. So what a lot of people are using the STX for in 2015 as a 2-up machine that's a little sportier, the STX 137 for 2016 takes over from that and improves on it with a better ride quality. So yeah, it's got a decent sized windshield, the deeper lug track. So this is a kind of a do everything machine. I see this as a kind of a perfect touring machine for Gas Bay area where you might get some snow overnight, but that doesn't stop you with this machine. You can go out in the deeper snow, blast your way through the trail. It's gas and go. You can run low octane 87 and win the 4-stroke. So it's kind of a worry-free, go anywhere, do anything machine. It's warm, comes with mirrors, has lots of accessories, the saddlebags and the tunnel bag. Yeah, it's an impressive machine. I really like it. I think it's going to be successful for Yamaha, and I'm really glad they put that 137 in place of the 141.
One of the most talked about sleds this year, a new model in the Renegade line, is leaving lasting impressions on our test riders. Here's Brad and Gord with their impressions on the all-new Skidoo Enduro.
Got to ride the 2016 Skidoo Renegade Enduro today. Yeah, we got to ride both the 800R E-Tech and the 1200 4-Tech with the ITC now. Regardless of engine, this is a great package. It's new for 2016. The GSX is gone, so what the Enduro inherits is the air ride rear shock. You can adjust on the fly, similar to the Grand Touring as well. And that actually sets this sled apart in the adventure touring market where Skidoo wasn't before. So you definitely have the air shock is capable on the touring side and long distance trail, but we just ran down a hydrant line. It's ungroomed, it's it's packed down hard, and we're in 2 and 3 foot moguls through there. And at setting 3, there's no bottoming, and you can adjust this on the fly. So you get out of the hydrant line, you get back onto the trail, you put it back down to 2 or 1, and you're cruising on the trails. It also comes with a new Pilot TS skis that's adjustable. I can't say enough about those things. They definitely work as advertised. Very little to no darting, and again today it's cold and hard packed in the morning and loose and sugary in the afternoon, and you can adjust that carbide depth to compensate. So overall as a package, this is a great sled. It's not going to be for your GSX type buyer. This is definitely an adventure kind of sled. It is capable off trail. It's got a nice ripper pre-studded track in it, 1.25 inch lugs, 137 length, 15 wide. So it's not a lot of off-trail capability, but don't forget it is a 137. It is a Renegade, and although typically ridden on trails now, I mean these are still capable off-trail. I mean we were in a foot of really sugary powder today, and these things had no problem getting through it. And lots of times that creates a problem for sleds. So definitely more trail-based. It can go off-trail. It's got decent flotation, and it picks and weaves through the trees okay. But for the guy or the rider who's looking for a sled that can do everything, this is it. You can pop the 1+1 seat on it, and you can pump that rear air shock from the dash up to 5, and off you go 2-up riding for the day. You can hop off trail, back on trail, whatever you want to do with it. I see this sled for someone who wants to maybe ride the trails to a certain location, hop on the lake, ride the lake and local back trails to a destination, back on the trails, and kind of do a mix of riding. Yeah, this is going to be a good package for Skidoo, and with all the link accessories they have, you can customize this with saddlebags, rear bags, gas tank, whatever you want for the back of it. So it's going to be a good package, and it's going to sell well. I'm really impressed with it, and if I was in the market personally, I'd definitely be looking at one of these machines. So the new Renegade Enduro is actually available with the 900 Ace, the 1200 4-Tech 4-strokes, as well as the 600 HO E-Tech and the 800R E-Tech. So there's a sled for everybody, and if you don't really want the weight of the 4-stroke and you're going to do a little more off-trail, well then the 6 and the 8 are there for you. And if you're doing more on-trail or more fuel economy, is what you want, or long engine life, further than a 2-stroke, then look towards the Ace and the new Fortec.
The Enduro 1200 motor, it was fantastic, and that sled, it just impressed me all the heck. I mean, I love that sled. I'd have to go on record as saying that's probably my favorite sled right now. It's got so many great features. It's got the ITC, the throttle control. You can flip the throttle. You got the 3 modes, the Eco, the Standard, and the Sport mode. It's got the air ride rear suspension. And it looks good. I mean, there's a lot of talk about that color, the Enduro color, the kind of the beigeish color, and it really does look good. I like that color. They added the black, but I'm really stuck on the beige colored Enduro. It just looks really nice. It's got heated seat, air ride, fully adjustable. If you like the GSX previous model, the Enduro is your high miler. It's backcountry, it's through the twisties. It's just a fantastic riding sled. I'm really impressed with that sled. We were doing some photography, and we had them going through the bush together, and it's like you have these 2 beige sleds going through the bush, and it just looks really nice. They are really attractive sleds. I mean, there's a lot of talk about that sled, the color, but you look at it and it just grows on you. It's a really nice looking sled. Rides so nice. Fully adjustable. I can see myself riding that a lot more in the future.
The first of the 4 to introduce us to the market of adventure crossover sleds, the Polaris Adventure is still impressing our test riders, and Hal gives us his take on the 2016 model.
Okay, if you're an all-day long-distance saddlebag tour, and you're looking to move up to a new chassis, Polaris for 2016 has the 800 switchback now available in the Adventure series. So really neat sled. It's got the new 800 motor. It's got the Axis chassis, 137 Cobra track, and comes with the Polaris interactive digital display. So it's got GPS, Bluetooth, it's got all the maps. You can throw away your paper maps, download your favorite local club's trail app, and you'll never get lost. So it works fantastic. We used it this year, and it's not a gimmick. It actually functions great. Used it all the time. Also new for 2016 on that chassis is Polaris has switched from the Walker Evans shocks to back to Fox, and Fox for 2016 has come out with a quick select 3-position dampening shock absorber, and Polaris is using those on the front end, and they're also using a hybrid air over version, which is neat. This is not a Fox float. This is a completely new shock, and Polaris tucks the valve. But one of the interesting features about the shock over the tunnel layout is now with the air shocks, you're not having to crawl down on your hands and knees and lie on your stomach and chip away the ice to get at the Schrader valve to hook your air pump up. With the Polaris, everything's above the tunnel. It'll never be full of ice or snow. We've got a nice little chart on the side of the tunnel. So depending on the rider weight and all the gear and all the luggage you've got, it tells you exactly how much pressure to put into that shock. The hand pump is located conveniently underneath the storage rack in its own pouch. So you just unzip it, take it out, unload the shock, just lift the back end up to take the pressure off the shock, screw in the pump, set it to how you want. Bingo, Bob's your uncle. I mean, you can set this thing in 2 seconds, and then it's got a nice convenient storage pouch for it underneath the machine. So you got the Polaris lock and ride luggage on the side that comes standard with the zippered bags, You can take those into your hotel room at night. Again, it comes with the extra storage rack on the back, so if you want to add another accessory bag, you can do it. So you can carry all the luggage you want to go on a 5-day tour, no problems at all. So Polaris for 2016 Adventure 800, access, lots of power, great ride, lots of luggage capacity. It's the great touring sled.
Not to be left behind, Arctic Cat comes out with a new machine to compete in the adventure crossover market.
Years have gone by, people want things more specific, more specific to mountains, or there's the crossover segment which really exploded. And we offer adventure crossover type models. A new model for us is the Crosstrek. And we say that's an adventure type snowmobile. It has a sporty Snow Pro suspension, and it'll play off trail and on trail.
We're going to talk about the 2016 Arctic Cat XF 6000 Crosstrek. This is a new model this year. It's basically the Crosstrek is what I think a lot of the media and a lot of Arctic Cat owners and cross tour buyers were expecting out of the cross tour. It has the 137 coupled fast track suspension, so on trail ride is really improved over the previous cross tours. It comes with the 600, the Yamaha 1049. You can get the 800 two-stroke, or I think you can even get the 1100 turbo in it. So you can get any engine in it, and the nice part about this is that although you get the 137 coupled suspension, which is better on trail, they're now putting a 1.5 Cobra inch track on it for better traction off trail. So whatever you might have lost in off trail performance with the 141 uncoupled, you now gain with the track. So you're compensating, but not a lot. So this is going to really address the guys who are doing a lot of trail miles and still want to get off trail and do some exploring. To me, this is perfect for Northern Ontario and Quebec, where you can get into some areas where you can ride off trail legally and take some old logging roads or hydro lines and go from point A to point B and then run the trails back. It comes with saddlebags, and it's just a nice package. It's what the cross tour we expected it, and the Crosstrek definitely delivers that. With the 600 C-Tech 2 in it, it's super light front end. It's easy to maneuver off trail. With the wide trail ski stance, it's still actually you can get it on the side and boondock with it fairly easy. So this is a great do everything sled, and on trail it's got the Snow Pro suspension calibration, so you can pound it through the 2-foot bumps and it'll take it. So overall, this is a good all-round sled. They're a very good do everything sled, and I think they're going to find the sales of this particular model increase well over what the previous cross tour sales were.
When you're heading out for a weekend ride, you don't want to be that person in the group who says, I got to stop, I need to get a belt, I need to get oil, or worse, the person who on Saturday afternoon blows one of these idler wheels on the trail. So Jeremy, what should people be looking at Wednesday and Thursday before they plan for that weekend trip?
Well, Phil, you basically got to get organized Thursday night and kind of double check everything you got. I would start with idler wheels.
Yeah.
And Kimpex offers a full line of idler wheels with premium upgrades. What you want to do is you basically want to come to your snowmobile and give it a spin and make sure it's smooth. You don't hear noise or vibration, that kind of stuff.
Right, these bearings are supposed to spin nice and smooth. A little trick is go back and forth. If you hear a click, same as in your trail, if you hear a click sound, you got a bad bearing. That's going to be a problem on Saturday.
Some of the other stuff that we can touch on with this is basically throughout your suspension, there's multiple moving parts. And you really got to kind of, have a good look that you don't see any cracks or any wear points and that sort of stuff, because that basically is a sign of, premature wearing parts.
And if you don't want to get underneath your sled and look, I know your friends would probably wouldn't mind doing that for you to make sure that they're not helping tow you back. So get underneath the sled, check for cracks, check for anything rusty. What else?
You want to start with under the hood. You'd go to the belt and make sure you've got a good belt. Go to your local dealer, get yourself a backup belt. A full line of premium belts are available through Kimpex.
Again, nothing worse than somebody saying on the trail, oh, I didn't bring a spare belt with me. You guys bring one for me?
You got it.
Thanks a lot. Lubrication on the weekend.
Yeah, you know, there's always that guy that's, you know, looking for oil.
Yeah.
So make sure you check your oil tank, make sure that you're filled up, you know, set yourself up with a little auxiliary, you know, bottle along the way. We offer, you know, 2-stroke and 4-stroke oils. This product here, the iPhone 2-stroke, is a semi-synthetic product, and it comes with a special smell.
It's strawberry. Make sure you remember the ice oval days when everything smelled sweet on the track.
We also offer 4-stroke in a full synthetic. You do want to check your owner's manual and basically for maintenance intervals and those type of things. You know, dealer recommends, you know, certain periods.
Right, and last year we all remember there was those mild spells followed by a hard snow. So if you're thinking you're going to be riding on some thin ice on the weekend, like, you know, snow conditions with a lot of glaze, you may want to consider some ice scrapers and a fresh set of carbides.
Kimpex offers a full line of carbides from all of the newest brands to, you know, right back to your old traditional ski rod.
Right, because we all know carbides have changed a lot, so have skis over the years. The days of pretty well one style has gone because there are just so many ski types out there, and Kimpex supplies products for all those skis.
Correct, yep. And then basically on the ice scratcher side of things, there's a lot of options out there today, with options being everywhere from the type that mount to your suspension to the type to mount to your skis.
Right, and anybody who knows if you're running on thin snow on the weekend, you want to make sure you've got some snow coming up there. So if there's thin snow conditions, make sure you get some ice scrapers on Thursday night, not Saturday morning.
You got it.
STV is sponsored by Ultimax Belts, performance proven, performance driven. Snowgoer Canada Magazine, Canada's snowmobiling magazine, and by CKX. Wear your passion.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. Our test riders really understand the inner workings of a snowmobile, and they know how to relate the feel of that snowmobile as well. On next week's show, they'll be trying out some mountain sleds, and we'll check out some snow bike action as well. For all the latest in snowmobiling, check out our newsletter and check us out as well on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our web pages for Snowbuilder TV and snowboardcanada.com. If you'd like to contact me directly, it's Phil at snowbuildertv.com. We'll see you next week here on The Snow.